Hello, welcome back to my Baldur's Gate free playthrough. This is episode 34. In the last episode, we dealt with Ketheric form. He is now dead for good, as far as I know. During the fight, he did turn into an avatar of Myrkul, which was kind of cool. And we learned a lot about Shadowheart's past from Dame Aelin. There was a lot of dialogue, honestly. It was probably one of the longest episodes that's happened for a while in Act 2, because Act 2 is pretty straightforward. You know, you get to an end of a place and you're like, alright, time for the next one. In today's episode, we will be continuing towards Baldur's Gate, the city, seeing what happens along the road. So let's go. I can still summon us. That makes me happy, that I can still summon us. You were keen to join me. Don't you serve the Absolute?
What Absolute? The Absolute does not care about us. And we do not care about the Absolute. We are different. And we are saved. Friend!
Okay. You may draw the wrong sort of attention if people see you by my side.
We will not cause you any trouble, friend! We will project a different form that will cloak us from all but your closest acquaintances.
Smart.
You and your friends shall see us as we truly are. All others shall see a kitty, a small predator, indigenous to this world. They kitties can walk anywhere, and they are most cunning.
That is true. No wonder Chop was saying kitty. I understand now. Final run through the Shadow Curse lanes towards Baldur's Gate. There is one fight to deal with on the way.
The road to Baldur's Gate is up ahead. No turning back once we start down that road.
As I alluded to at the end of last episode, there was one fight we didn't do. So we will be taking care of that right now.
Failed to kill you. I won't make the same mistake.
The Githyanki. We did have the Githyanki device go off when we approached here briefly in a earlier episode, but we didn't actually activate this fight, so something we're gonna deal with right now. We shall deal with it. Or I'll miss. Twice. Man. Finally, I land a shot. Not a great start to this fight, I'll be honest. It's our last fight with this battle music. I'm kind of sad because I really enjoy this battle music in this zone. But all good things must come to an end, right? The amount of missing we've had during this fight, though. The old trip attack. Trip attack is probably my favorite of the Battle Master attacks, honestly. He's allowed to jump. They might all gather up and then we can launch a big fireball at them after all. It seems like that will be happening. We'll counterspell that. Okay, well how about you start with a big fireball.
The iron is hot.
So I can see how much damage we really need to deal out. Getting rid of the Chirai would definitely be the play, I think. Thankfully all my shots landed, so she's pretty low now. Get a cleave and get rid of really parry. It actually doesn't. It just goes through the parry, okay. We're learning so much in this playthrough. An arrow of many arrows. Don't see the AI use them a lot. Thank you, Radiating Orb, for helping us not be disarmed. Nice. Hopefully get rid of the ready fairy here. Very good.
Gods, it's hot in here.
Sometimes I just like shove them off and kill them like that. Like, it's pretty funny. This fight not too bad for us though. We are level 10. A lot of the time I do it a bit earlier than here, but I kind of forgot about it in this playthrough until last episode. I was like, alright, got those Githyanki to take here.
Psionic detector alerted us to the Githyanki attack. Looks like Voss was good for his word.
Indeed. Also, it looks like they may have fixed the Paladin and War Priest attack bug.
No one back home will ever believe
It was definitely happening to a lot of people early in the game, so thankfully we probably don't have to deal with it. Because what would happen, get your Paladin second attack while you have War Priest charges, but it would use the War Priest attack before the Paladin attack, but it seems to be fixed now, so it's all good. Read this.
The Absolute's army are on the march, and Baldur's Gate is their target.
The curse has been lifted. The land's cleansed of the shadows. Kethric's reign of living death is over. Your courage has been tested, and in this at least, you have triumphed.
Like the good night elf that we are, we bring life to the shadows. Yeah, a lot of people died here. In fact, pretty much all the NPCs in Act 2 died, but still something come out of it. Gortish.
Sergeant, if you are here, I presume Wern's Rock is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
No,
He's on
Lord
fire.
Gortash. We were interrupted. Another quake in the lower city. More severe this time.
So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease.
Forgive me, my lord, but there is panic in the streets. The people are afraid.
Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the Flaming Fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth. Get back to your duties.
Duties, duties, duties. Patrolling and saluting and following and bowing and scraping. Yes, sir. No, sir. Rip and cut your throat, sir.
Your plan is falling apart, lordling. Give me a reason not to cut you to ribbons.
Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the start. Neither of us expected the prison bearers to kill Ketheric. They'll be traveling to the city. Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
I itch to peel you, to split your skin, to see your skull shine in the light. Little tyrant. Lucky for you, I harvested a whole family of living flesh in Rivington at high sun. They will sate my blade thirst tonight. Oh, but tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, my blades will thirst again.
Yeah, a little bit of glitchy fire in that cutscene. So it seems Orin is a shapeshifter. My character doesn't know that yet though, so we're not going to mention it. Shadowheart, get that fire lit.
Beyond the campsite, the city waits in uneasy silence, one sleep away.
Taken from the light to be raised in darkness, the truth is finally dawning. Shadowheart can follow its light, or she can retreat back into dusk.
Shadowheart was no true child of Shah, merely a captive. She must have her vengeance.
We'll help her do it, Lae'zel.
Poor Shadowheart. She's been jerked around so much. I want to believe the gods keep this world balanced, but sometimes I wonder.
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
I am keeping well, friend. Have a pet. It's been a while since we've talked to you because you haven't bring me anything for a while. It's been like 5 episodes since we've really been to the camp, so...
You smell very delicious, but I will not bite you.
But once again, I shall pet you.
Ooh, more.
Painful truths have been thrust upon Shadowheart. I believe she is strong enough to endure, but her path will be easier with our support.
Indeed. Alston, I feel like we haven't gotten to know each other properly yet. We've been on like one mission together, and other than that, you were sitting in the camp.
What would you like to know?
Well, you are quite large for an elf. How'd you...
I am? Trust me, it's been said. You show more restraint than most in avoiding the subject until now.
Any idea how it came about?
Who's to say? Perhaps there's a half-orc buried somewhere in my ancestry. Or perhaps not. Sometimes I think conventional wisdom is too narrow about what someone can or cannot be. Stranger things have most certainly happened.
True. How'd you come to be a druid?
I had a friend when I was young, long ago. He played with me in the forests where I grew up. But eventually, I realized no one else had heard of him. It was Thaniel, of course. Nature was my very first friend. I get older, but he hasn't changed a day. I knew then that I had to be more than a companion to him. I had to be a protector.
Good reason to become a druid. Do you have people out there somewhere? Family? Friends? A lover?
You're not a doppelganger, are you? Trying to study me to learn all my secrets so you can take my place? Save for me, my line perished a long time ago. They rest in high forest now, near the shade of the grandfather tree. The grove became my family, with Sylvanas as my teacher. And now I have you.
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss.
It was a long time ago. The wounds don't heal, but they become more bearable.
We are elves after all. We live for a long time. Tell me something about yourself that I wouldn't even think to ask.
I suppose you wouldn't be shocked to learn I love animals and nature? I know. Well-trodden territory. Well then, let's see. I whittle in my spare time, and I've something of a sweet tooth. Although everyone's very amused when I say I like honey.
Doesn't everyone like honey? So you turn into a bear and you like honey. A little on the nose.
I like what I like. Once you get to my age, you realize there's little point in denying yourself, so long as others aren't affected.
And what about this whittling?
Ornaments, utensils, and ducks. I like ducks.
People like ducks. Thank you for sharing.
Thank me by returning the favor, why don't you? come on. I'm sure you've something better than carving wooden ducks.
I don't think there's anything worth sharing.
Oh, well. Your choice, of course.
I'm not really scared of krakens. It was the only other option. Don't know why I would be.
At least Shadowheart is armed with the truth now. May its keen edge draw forth whatever vengeance she desires.
The gate is closed, as is Cazador. Cazador and his rite of profane ascension. An imperial soiree, attended by devils and spawn alike. A grand ceremony to honor one exalted vampiric master. And elevate him to an unfathomable station. To place him in a position of such esteem. The world will yearn to kneel and offer their necks.
Well, do you think we can stop him?
We will kill him, but there's more to it. Think about it. It sounds like Cazador, for all his evils, has gotten further than any of my kind ever have. He's on the verge of a miracle. This may be a beginning, not an end. I can see myself now. Lord, King, Master. If the time comes and I can stay one move ahead of him, I'll take his place before his blood can hit the floor.
I don't know. Raphael said the Ascension was lethally diabolical.
Doesn't it sound delightful? For the lucky little vampire on the winning side. After 200 years of shit, pure shit! I think I deserve something better.
Well, freedom is not the same as power.
All I'm saying is, let's be clever about it. If an opportunity arises for me to become a more magnificent bastard than I already am, why turn it down? Let's find out more about the ritual before we waltz into Cazador's front door. If we track down my old comrades, the other spawn, we may discover more and be finally positioned for yours truly to ascend.
Well, the information will be useful. We'll find the other spawn.
If we don't find my brethren, they'll find us, likely with bared fangs. We should get to them first. Then we can make their pretty tongues talk. Unless Cazador has changed their orders, they'll be in the dens of this town, seeking prey.
I like all the voice actors in this game, but I feel like Astarion's voice actor just takes it up like a notch over everyone else. Very emotional voice acting. Alright, I guess we'll head to bed.
The events of the last days weigh heavily upon you. Sleep's rest is slow to come to one whose mind is so full. The Absolute is not a god, but an elder brain controlled by the chosen of the Dead Three. They mean to use it to take control of the Sword Coast. All who carry the tadpole are governed by the brain, and by extension the chosen. It will take but one order to transform them into an army of mind flayers. This would have been your fate too, were it not for the astral prison and the mysterious visitor inside of it. With his help, you have uncovered the cult for what it really is. A plan of conquest orchestrated by the gods of death themselves. Together, you have the power to thwart the Dead Three. If you follow this path to its end, the Elder Brain will not answer to the Chosen. It will answer to you. Will you liberate them from their parasites and their religious delusions? Or will you use the power you gain for your own purposes?
When the moment comes, I'll do what feels right.
You will not have long to wait. All you need to do now is sleep. But sleep is not for you.
Oh.
The reckoning is upon us.
No sleep then. Game.
We're under attack. Fight your way to the portal. I need your help.
Escape to the portal before the Absolute takes control. 3 turns remaining. And we have her voice commanding. We just take damage over time every turn. There's no real point in fighting these guys because it doesn't matter if you do or not. So we're just gonna go ahead and Misty Step to the portal and get the heck in there. There's some shit going down.
That orb's about to explode. I speak from some experience.
Githyanki are attacking. But why?
I'm under attack.
Alright, we've got to defend our guardian. Close Shadowheart.
I've got this.
Karlach should be able to do it. We don't even have like mage armor on or anything.
Come to the scut. Hurry. I can't hold them back alone.
Ah, perhaps that's why the Gith are attacking. A mind flare.
Before you do anything, I am your ally. We are in danger.
Oh, shit. A mind flayer.
The Githyanki is the source of our protection against the Absolute. I must subdue him, or everything we've worked towards is lost. Don't let my form deceive you. I am the one that's been protecting you. I am the one that came to you in your dreams. Help me.
Prove to me that you are who you say.
You saved a child from a viper, back in the Druid's Grove. You saved the Asima Night Song from her soul cage. You let me live last time you were here, though it brought Blackheath's wrath upon you. Your continued existence as yourself, and not a mind flayer, should be all the proof you need. Now, help me.
How can I help?
The God. Destroy the God. They prevent me from subduing their master. Do it, now!
It's a bit demanding, but seems our guardian's a mind flayer.
Together, we can turn the tide.
What a revelation. Classic miss. Even with the rescue ring, you know? We haven't been hidden that well lately.
Fun.
Nice. I am actually going to try out Monk in this playthrough. kind of the plan I have for Jaheira that I alluded to when we first recruited her. I'm going to make her into a monk. I've never played monk. I know it can be pretty overpowered if you choose certain feats, but I don't really like Tavern Brawler, so we're not going to do that. So we'll see how monk plays like without knowledge of it. It'll be fun to see at least. Hopefully I can get some cool abilities like that. Damn, bit foul of him Nidia. Big divine smites.
Destroy the honor guard.
That's what I am attempting to do. Emperor of what? I guess we'll find out. Also, I haven't looked at him, but I'm sure the keen-eyed people can see. Chief of Orpheus's honor guard. This is Orpheus, which we did read about, and Lae'zel told us was dead, so I guess it turns out he isn't dead. Just subdued. Karlach just landed on this guy's face. Just took a full tiefling to the face.
Tale for the ages.
Shadowheart haste. Hold person on Franca. Okay. Game. But we have so many attacks with haste. Oh, 1 HP. Because you gotta remember, Shadowheart has 3 attacks potential. There's a big chain lightning. Ooh.
Thank you. That was too close. Don't look at me like that. I am a mind flayer. Yes. Without me, you would be a slave to the Absolute.
Of all the things to be indebted to, a bloody mind flayer.
Right. I prefer the other version of you.
You grew attached to a mere disguise, but you judge without even knowing me. I was someone once. Someone just like you. An adventurer. I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure. To a colony of mind flayers who caught me, changed me into what I am now. For years, I served the Elder Brain, the one you know as the Absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started a new life in my old city. I sustained myself on criminals. Unglamorous, but there are plenty of them. Rarely missed. And they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stelmane. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield. The largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence. Though of course, they had no idea what I really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while. Until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord Gortash. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the Brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call the Emperor. was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become.
And how did you end up here?
Gortash sent me on a mission to retrieve the astral prism. I was one of many, but the first to find it. How Gortash or the other chosen learned of its existence, I do not know. The moment I found it, I felt a change. My free will returning. I followed the feeling inside, and found the Githyanki. I realized what the prism was for. Containment. While my body was within the prison's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the Elder Brain, the Chosen. Better yet, I could plan to overthrow them. All I needed to do was subdue the Githyanki, and find allies in the outer world. You.
And who is the Githyanki?
Prince Orpheus, son of the first leader of the Githyanki. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the Absolute. The power to disrupt hive mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus' mother to bring about the fall of the Illithid Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus' mother left, a usurper took her place. Vlaakith declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Vlaakith wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him and his honor guard within this prison. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my hold on that prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them. Alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control.
So was it Orpheus or you that Vlaakith wanted us to kill?
Most certainly Orpheus. He is a threat to her reign. Some Githyanki still revere him, in defiance of their teachings. Vlaakith was safe as long as they believed him to be dead. But as you can see, he is very much alive. She kept him this way because she was reluctant to eradicate such power. Power that she might one day wish to take from him. If the Githyanki ever find out what she has done, there will be civil war. Vlaakith will be finished.
And what would happen if we freed Orpheus?
That would be a terrible idea. The moment he is free, he will attack you. Your only defense would be to kill him. And in so doing, you would doom us both.
Even though he is subdued, you feel Orpheus's revulsion. A pulsing hatred that cannot be contained. The Emperor is telling the truth. To him, you are just another wretched Illithid.
You carry a tadpole. As far as Orpheus is concerned, you are already Illithid. A sworn enemy, just like me.
I'm no Illithid and never will be.
You are already more Illithid than you realize. It has improved you. You seek to reverse an inevitable process. A process of evolution. When I first escaped from the Elder Brain, I too railed against the change. But the longer I have inhabited this form, the more it has grown on me. Even if my original body remained intact after I transformed, I would not return to it. Doing so would only impose limitations. As an Illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You too should embrace this change.
No thank you.
I believe we'll have a better chance of defeating the Elder Brain if you embrace your latent Illithid potential. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle, while continuing to preserve your independence. You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastating beauty. If you let me, I can evolve you.
If you can evolve me, why can't you stop Ceremorphosis altogether?
The answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you, as I told you before. Two, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have, but you would do far better as an Illithid. So, do you wish to evolve or not?
Nope.
I understand. Let us hope then that your present self will be sufficient to deal with 3 gods of death and a giant magically enhanced elder brain. But in case you change your mind... look after it. Use it when you're ready to evolve. You or your allies. It has vitality enough for you all. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the brain, and bring it under our control.
Thankfully, because I haven't been using the tadpole powers, I don't need to make a skill check to avoid using this tadpole. Because, not really a fan of how ugly it makes the character. Only in my honor mode playthrough did I really go through with that, just for the extra power boost, you know?
The orb hums with cerebral magic, permeable, but impenetrable. Within it, the Githyanki prince is as silent as a corpse, but for the murmur of his powers being siphoned away.
Very interesting. I guess we have to leave. What a revelation. A mind flayer has been protecting us this whole time.
So, there's been a mind flayer inside the artifact, or astral prism, the whole time we've had it. Sounds like utter madness, even though I've seen it with my own eyes. The more I learn, the less I understand just why I was sent to retrieve that thing. But it matters little now. I do not serve Shah anymore, nor the Mother Superior. The prism is no longer my mission. Saving my parents is.
Whoa, quite the rug pull, eh? A mind flayer manipulating us this whole time. Such creatures are not to be trusted as a general rule, though this one does appear to have had a significant hand in our survival up to this point. At best, an ally whose motivations remain shrouded in deceit. We should be wary of what such an alliance may cost us.
I agree, Gale. Before we continue on our journey, we were trying to get to sleep before we got interrupted. So let's go back to bed. And the sleep brings some change with it.
Be honest. What do you think of the new look?
Shadowheart dyed her hair, and honestly I like this haircut a lot more than the one she starts with, so I love it.
Well, I'm glad someone does. Perhaps I'll get used to it. I have a lot to get used to right now.
But you know me also. White-haired elf girls, they're like my kryptonite. So, as soon as she gets this white hair, I'm like, well, made a good choice, you know?
Your parasite communes with Lae'zel's. Her heart races as she learns of the events inside the astral prism.
Orpheus, Gith's only son. He lives.
Seems so.
It is not the Geich visitor that Vlaakith would destroy and Voss would set free. It is Orpheus, the blood of the mother, the prince of the comet.
And who is he exactly?
Listen close. The Emperor spoke only in half-truths. For you to know the tale of Orpheus, you must know the tale of Gith and of Vlaakith. Long ago, when we rose up against our Geich slavers, Mother Gith made for the Hells to secure an alliance with the archdevil Tiamat. Tiamat gifted the Githyanki our red dragons. Gith remained in the Hells, and Tiamat's envoy proclaimed Vlaakith our ruler. The first Vlaakith of many. It is Vlaakith 157 whom my people now call Queen.
157? That's a lot of Vlaakiths.
Yes. Our current queen has claimed undeath and reigned for 1,000 years. But it was the first whom Orpheus tried to slay. Orpheus is Gith's only son. He led his mother's own honor guard in a coup against Vlaakith I. It was Kithrak Voss himself who slayed the prince in vicious battle, or so the Varshes teach us. Yet the Prince of the Comet's been with us, subdued by that repugnant illithid. Should Orpheus go free, he would tear Vlaakith's empire to pieces and build new glory from the scraps.
So Voss was right, and Orpheus is the seed of Vlaakith's demise?
The seed and the sower. Every word Voss spoke, he spoke true. Orpheus is the living proof of the Queen's lies, and the living weapon that conquered our Geich slavers. One word from his lips, and the people would doubt. 2 words, and they would rage. 3 words, and they would bow to the true heir. If the Githyanki are to be free, the Prince of the Comet must lead the way.
Why is he called the Prince of the Comet?
The historical slates describe Orpheus as a fearsome, terrible creature, powerful beyond measure, and enthralled by the Geich. So mad with power, he'd smash through the Githyanki Empire and deliver the shards to his illithid masters. And glowing with such psionic force that he and his red dragon blazed a trail through the skies. A lethal comet careening towards my people. Lies, of course. Vlaakith spread a false image of Orpheus as monstrous betrayer, and her knights as the butchers who sliced him through. She was right to fear him, I'll grant her that. So great is the comet, it could shatter her reign.
So why do you think Vlaakith kept Orpheus alive all these millennia?
The Emperor may be loathsome, but it's right. Orpheus can disrupt a Geich hive mind. A talent like that makes the Prince a powerful shield and a powerful weapon. Why destroy a weapon like that, when you can contain it in a relic and keep it for yourself?
But why would she want Orpheus dead now?
A weapon is only an asset for as long as it isn't pointed at you. The means of Vlaakith's own end has been ripped away from her. Better to have Orpheus killed than to risk his escape. Better to risk the rise of illithids than let the Prince of the Comet deny her the godhood she craves.
And what about those hostile Githyanki in the prison?
Orpheus is honor guard, loyal to the end. Trapped by Vlaakith in the same prism holding their noble prince, fruitlessly hacking at the sphere that contains him. They see us as Geich, tadpoled husks in the Emperor's thrall. I regret their deaths, but I pledge to live as they perished, in the service of Gith's son.
Love Shadowheart's new look. Softer, less severe. It suits her.
I agree.
Gods, Shadowheart looks like a stack of gold. Never thought I could get so excited about someone's forehead, but here we are.
Here we are.
I was concerned when I saw Shadowheart creeping about with a blade in the dead of night, but it was just to cut her hair, it seems. It suits her.
You should have seen us back in the old days when she was creeping around with a blade in the dark. It was a little more, stabby.
There's no more radiant sight than that of someone who's learned to love themselves anew. Shadowed in name, but no longer in spirit. It suits her.
Oh, we have a new look for a new Shadowheart. Nice as it is, she still doesn't have the best hair in the camp.
It's interesting you say that though, Astarion, because even though I have the helm turned off, you're still wearing it. And secondly, have you even seen your hair? Like, can't see yourself in the mirror. I guess he could feel it. But, alright, that's where I'm going to bring this episode to an end. So we've reached Act 3. We got some major revelations in this episode. Apparently our guardian has been an illithid the whole time. Who saw that coming? Next episode we'll be heading further towards Baldur's Gate. We'll be stopping in one of the little towns dotted out in the countryside before Baldur's Gate. And probably spending an episode or two there. Gonna be a lot now in Act 3. Like I said, Act 3 is basically like starting a whole new game. Some of the episodes will have some world building and then eventually as we get on and on, you know, another 20 episodes or so from here, start wrapping up some quest lines for the game. Right behind me though, there is a pretty cool song that triggers at this camp, so I'm gonna leave this episode with that. You guys can just look off into the distance and listen to the lovely music. As for me though, I'm gonna get out of here, so thanks for joining me. Hope you all have a great night or day depending on where you're watching from, and I will see you in the next episode.
I feel your breath upon my neck, a soft caress as cold as death. I didn't know you well back then. I blame it on luck and fate. You're like wine, I want it in. Oh darling, get me drunk and make me feel. It's not my fault, I'm not to blame. These ain't my sins, I broke my chains. There's more to do and I still want to live.
I feel your breath upon my neck, a soft caress as cold as death. I feel your heart beat in my soul. Our futures bound, our bodies know. Your blood like wine, I want it in. Oh darling, get me drunk, invite me. It's not my fault, I'm not to blame. These ain't my sins, I broke my chains. There's more to do if I can only leave. I can't go yet, don't let me die. I'll never stop until I'm done. But just tonight, maybe I'll rest in I feel your breath upon my neck, a soft caress as cold as death. I hear your heart beat in my soul, our endings bound, our bodies know. I can't go yet,
Don't let me die.
I want to leave.
My only one. There's more to do if we can only leave. The clock won't stop and this is what we